Welcome to StreamLine Marketing Pro. This is Jenny Carlson, co-founder and 20-year real estate industry professional. Join me as I share one of the many features of the StreamLine Marketing Pro system. Hi, today we're going to talk about how to create a listing funnel or property website within your StreamLine Marketing Pro account. So when you enter your StreamLine Marketing Pro account, you're going to look on the menu on the left-hand side and go to Sites, which is already highlighted here. Now, remember there are menus on the left-hand side of the page, and then there will be menus at the top of the page when you're viewing the site. So the first thing that it's going to go to is the first tab at the top, which is funnels, and that's what you're looking for. So funnels, landing page, property website, think of those as all being the same in the sense they all can have different functionalities, but for your purposes, you're going to create a property website through the funnel system. So we're going to go and let's just say we want to eeny, meeny, miny, mo, right? Pick a listing funnel. Maybe you want to view it first. So if you want to just go and clone it, you would go over here to the right-hand side. You want to edit, those kind of things. But we're going to go here and we're going to view first. And we're going to decide which one we want to edit. So there are a few different versions for you. This is just one of the versions. And of course, you're changing the photos, you're changing the colors, you're changing the logo. So you're making this your own. This is just to give you placement spots so that you can fill those placement spots. You can also customize these as you might like to. So this was template 1. Now we'll go back and we'll look at what template 2 looks like. And what I'm doing is I am clicking here on view page, which is to the right of edit. This is a very simple version here of a property website. This would be more comparable to what you get from your photo companies that will do what they call a property website for you. So this would be super simple. And again, you can change the colors, you can change the layout even if you would like to. That's an option for you. And lastly, we have our luxury template, which we will view as well. And this one has a lot more bells and whistles. You can delete some of these things if they don't apply to you, if you don't want to do all the bells and whistles that come with this template. You can definitely go ahead and delete any features that you don't want to use related to this. Now, as you are editing this, you're going to edit all the elements within the property website, including the wording, the images. On the luxury one, we also have area local information, gallery. This is a spot for a video of the home. I recommend agents actually do a walkthrough video to put here, but any kind of video of the home, area photos, and additional general information, as well as a contact form. So there's lots of features on this particular one. We're going to go with one of the more simple versions to edit so that you can quickly see how easy it is to do this. We're going to go ahead and go to listing funnel website template 1. And when you're doing these, you really always want to clone because we do updates to the system, and you don't want our updates to alter the work that you've done on this template. So the best way to avoid that is to go ahead and click clone. And in my case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say test property website, and I am cloning it to my location. Now, you may not have this location option because I'm in my master account. So this is my agent account that I use for demonstration. And of course, I do some light selling as well. So what you're seeing here is you may not see these options because you don't have access to the parent account. So we're going to go ahead and click on confirm. And what's going to happen is it's going to give us the test property website. Now, I don't know if you noticed this as we were looking at the screen here, but it is alphabetical. So if you're not seeing what you renamed, make sure you check for page 2. And then we're going to go ahead and enter into the test property website. You can just click on the name, or you can click on the 3 dots on the right hand side of that line and click edit as one of your options. So we're going to go to the listing funnel, and I'm going to click edit. The one thing you do want to be aware of is settings, both the parent settings of the funnel, and we're just going to call it funnel because the system calls it a funnel. But again, this is for your property website. And then you also have this one right here. Anything time you see a cogwheel, that is settings basically. So this would be the name that you want it to be, and this would be the path. Now you'll notice that it has added numbers here, and the reason it's done that is because when the system um, reads that there's another homepage somewhere, it's adding the numbers so that it can define between the two. So there's not an issue with locating it later. So that's why you're seeing those numbers there. Basically, the simple version is there's more than one homepage, and it's adding these so that there's distinction between the two. So I'm clicking on edit. We're going to go in. And so right now you're seeing everything that was there before, and we're going to start making edits to this. For instance, we might want to edit the navigation menu, which includes the logo at the top. So you'll notice here that it says about, portfolio, our brokerage, video, and contact us. Right now, when you click on any of these, it's going to take you to those elements within the page. So it would, for instance, if you click on contact, it's going to drop you to the contact section. So that's what those are. But let's say you want to change the colors, you want to change the image URL, right? So right now, one of the things as part of the image to be aware of is that you have the option to send this to a website. So if they were to click on your logo, my recommendation is you put your website in that spot so that they end up there. I also recommend that you open it in a new tab. And the reason being is because many times people want to go back to where they originally found you, that original page, and you want them to be able to do that easily. So I always recommend just have it be open in a new tab. That way you're less likely to lose that lead or that person that's looking if they've opened it up in a new tab. So we're going to scroll down, and what you're seeing here is your full menu. So you have general and you have styles within the menu. You're going to go to the brand logo settings, right? Um, this is what decides what is in this spot over here to the top left. And you'll notice it says logo and menu. You could turn that off or you could turn that on. So you do have a lot of options within the system. And you'll also notice you have the ability to change the width and the height. Now, this is going to auto pull in your logo. Sometimes it's going to pull it in at the exact right size, and then sometimes it will not. So just play with it a little bit, and you'll be able to get a feel for what size you want it to be. So for instance, I could double the size of this and make it 200 pixels, and you see how much larger it is now. Or I can make it smaller and let's just say 75 pixels, and you see that it automatically changed the size of that as well as the size of the box there to go with it. So just something to keep in mind. Now let's just say we wanted to change that logo to your logo. So let me go back. I know I'm going a little fast. We're going to click on that little picture icon right there. Every picture that is on your website must have a placement, right? Like a URL. So that's what this is that you're seeing here. So we're going to go ahead and click on that little icon, And then we can go in here and we can say, oh, we want a different image. And so I don't think I have any other logos in here, but yes, we'll do. We'll use this one as kind of like a fake logo. I'm going to double click on it, and you'll notice on the top left here that it's changed that. So now it has a different logo in place. Now, I wanted to show you as well that you can go up here and you can edit these. So if you edit these, it says, here's the title, it's about. That's exactly what's going to show up in the menu, is whatever's typed in the title. And then it says go to website URL, and then the URL is the section. Each section has a number. I'll show you where to find that, so you can copy and paste it. But you can go by section of page, or you can send them to another page. So for instance, on the luxury version, it actually has quite a few page options that would generally go back to your main website. You would direct people back to your main website. So in that case, you would just be putting that website URL for that. Once you're done, you can choose to either open that in a new tab or just hit submit. In this case, because they're going directly on the same page for that information, this is our mid-range template, then I'm not going to go ahead for this particular item and put it open in a new tab, because we're sending them to the same page. They don't have to get back to anywhere. All they have to do is scroll. So then you would hit submit. If you wanted to delete this item from the menu, you would just click on delete. That's literally how you get rid of that. Now, if you wanted to add items to your menu, it's as simple as clicking on add item, and then following you would put, let's put properties, and then go to your website URL. And I'm going to go ahead and just leave all this blank right now, but I'm going to hit submit. And you'll see here in the top menu, it now has properties at the top. And let's just say I don't like where that is. I always want the contact us at the end. So I'm just going to go ahead and move this up one. I just dragged it and dropped. So I just clicked on it, held my mouse key down, and then just dragged it. That's exactly how I got it to move. And that was it. So, and then let's just say we want to go back and we don't want that after all. I'm going to click on that little edit icon again. I'm going to click delete. It's going to say, are you sure? And I'm going to go yes. And now it's gone. So that's how you're going to edit that. You also have options for things like icon color, mobile background color, background color. There's lots of ways to edit the features and the look of your website. So in this case, I'm going to click out into the larger box. Everything within the templates are based on boxes. And so I'm clicking out on the larger box, and you'll see that the color here, background color, matches what you're seeing. So if I wanted to change that, let's just say that we wanted to go with red. Okay, yeah, that's not very attractive, but let's just say that was your color, then it's as easy as that. But let's say that you don't see any of the colors here that you want to use. I'm going to go ahead and switch this back because that's driving me crazy. But you want to add a color. Well, this is exactly how you can do it. Now, if you're really good visually with changing colors and you want to do that, you can definitely do that manually, right? So we can go here and create a new color this way. And you see where I'm dragging the circle, right? And so you can do it that way. Let's just go ahead and hit save, and it has now changed that color. Or I'm going to go again back because I don't like that. So if you know hex codes, right, you can also use RGB or custom, but if you know hex codes, I recommend those the best. You can put in the hex code for something. Now, my little cheat for that is if you have branding colors, then that's pretty Most people will know their hex codes or know how to find them. You can also ask your design person, whoever designed your logo, what your hex codes are. They'll give those to you. But you can always do a Google, hey, I like navy blue, or I like cobalt blue, or I like gray, or I like this, or I want it to look like that. You could go to ChatGPT. You could say, Chat, this is what I want my website colors to be, and I want it to look like, and this is the feel, and I'm in Texas, and yada yada. Please give me branding colors. It'll do it. So if you need to know what those, you have plenty of sources, and it'll show you on your screen. They'll give you examples of the color and all that, and you can always go in here and put them in, like 3D3224S, 224S, right? And that's how I end up with that color. And let's see what that is. Okay, so that was like a really crazy, just a little bit darker, right? So, and that's all. And you just add it, and then it will be in this custom colors here for you to use throughout the site. So, same thing here. Property portfolio, if you want to change what that's called, all you have to do is click into the box and change it. So we can go property photos. You can change things that are in here. If you don't like these bars on here, you can literally just click delete. Now remember, these are boxes, so you have boxes within boxes. So depending on what you want to delete or change. So for instance, if you needed it to say something other than remodeled, then all I did was click in this box, and you can backspace. You can change what that says, custom built, right? Or if you want to delete it, you can delete one by just deleting one box, and that you see the purple. That's just one box. Or you can delete this whole row, and that's your blue. So you notice right at the bottom of the blue box, it says 2-column row. So that's what that is. And you can delete the whole thing, and then that disappears. So if there's elements of the design that you don't like, you can definitely take those out, and you're like, oh, but I like it better with them in. All you have to do is click this little undo button up here on the top right of your screen. Okay, so as you go down the design, you just basically click. Then you want to maybe change a photo. So you're going to click on that photo, and you'll notice over here on the right hand side, you have your little image box and your image icon. Again, you're just going to click on that and then go to the images that you want to change it to. Now, remember, you can upload to your media storage in advance, or you can upload right here. So you don't have to go out of what you're working on to add images. So you go, oh, I forgot to add them. No big deal. You're just going to click on upload. It's going to open a box to your computer, and you can just pick something, click on it, and add it. You can also click on multiple items at the same time. So you do not have to add just one image at a time. You literally click on one, hold down your shift key, go to the last one in the set that you want to add, click on it. It has now highlighted all of those, and it will add all of those at one time. You can also use your control button. Now that is if you are a PC user. If you're um, a if you're an Apple user, you definitely want to do the equivalent of whatever that would be on an Apple. Okay, and I'll admit it's been a while since I used one, so but you can choose multiple images and add them all at once is really the point. Okay, so you would change those out. Again, just click in the box you want to change, and you would go maybe outdoor entertainment. Okay. And that's how you would change those things. You'll notice that once you change them, up here on the top right, there's a little yellow dot next to the little save icon. So that's telling you that there are changes that have not been saved. So maybe you're just like, oh, I just don't even like anything I did. I want to start all over. All you have to do is hit your back arrow, and it will say, let me do that again. You're going to hit your back arrow. It's going to say you have unsaved changes, and that if you do this, those changes are going to be lost. Well, if you're wanting to just start over, you could do that. Click OK. Or cancel, and you can save the changes that you've made by just clicking on that save button. You will notice that it also pulls up this box over here for SEO Meta Data. And this is where you can add your social image. So let's just say you're going to share this to your social platforms. You do want to make sure that there is an image within that social spot, so that when you upload this to your social media outlets, that it's going to show that image and not some just crazy image or just wording, or you want it to look pleasant. So make sure that you pick a good photo for your SEO metadata spot as well here. And of course, you can enter title, description, author, keywords, right? Links and tags. You may want to go ahead and do all that. And then right down here at the bottom, I know it's hard to see, but there is update SEO Meta. And so as soon as I do that, it saves. And look, now again, it shows me that we have changes that weren't saved. So then I would, if I wanted to save those changes, I would just click save. So we're going to go ahead and go all the way to the bottom here. Now, again, all of this is editable. You can delete anything, you can add anything, you can change sizes, you can change out photos. If let's just say you had ChatGPT make a bio for you and you want to fill it in here, and you're ready to paste it. I do a lot of copy and paste. I use a lot of the shortcuts that you had way back when computers were first out and you had dot systems. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to copy this whole thing. I'm just going to highlight this whole thing. And then let's just say I was ready to paste. I could just paste something into that spot easily and it would just replace that spot. Otherwise, you can just delete whatever you don't want, right? And then paste whatever you do want. It's literally that simple. Okay. Now, the reason why you're not seeing anything here, this is an idiosyncrasy within the system. I know this is a long video, but I want you to have confidence in making the changes to your property website. So you'll notice here that it's a white box. And what you're seeing wonderful opportunity, you're seeing the location, right? And but you're not seeing, and you're seeing some boxes here, your lake retreat. When I highlight that, you kind of see that there's something there, but the background box is white. And here's the reason for that. So if we click into that box, there is a video in there. Now you're not seeing it because it's just a little idiosyncrasy within the system. You're not seeing the actual video, but you're seeing the placement for it. And if you go here, it's got this MP4 file, and I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that video in motion. That's what it is. Now, if you wanted to see what that looked like, what you could do is this little I button right here is your preview button, and you click on that and you can see exactly what that looks like. And this is the preview of the website for you. Okay, so there's the video in place. Then you have your footers to deal with. Now in Texas, we have extra disclosures that we're required to place on our websites. Yes, if you have a property website that you are putting out, you do need to have these on there. So the information about brokerage services and the consumer protection notice, if you're in Texas, you do want to go ahead and have those added here. It's very simple as well to just click in here, and you can see the little hyperlink icon on the menu, and that's where you would go to change that link. Now, the nice thing about our system is that you can save your IABS and your consumer protection notice right in our media storage, and it can have a URL. So you can take that URL, you can use it everywhere you're supposed to use it, on your email, on your social media pages, on your websites, on your landing pages, all of that. You can use that URL, and it's the same URL all the time. You don't have to worry about it dropping. One of the things that I noticed for myself and for agents who might use the Google Drive is that sometimes those links get broken. And so, at least so far, we have not experienced any broken links, knock on wood, of course, right? But At this point, we haven't experienced any of those broken links. As long as you don't delete it in your media storage, that link works. So, if that's helpful to know, I think that's a great way to be able to use the system to help you outside the system right there as well, is that you can use that on all your those links on your other marketing pieces, your websites, your social media. Okay. So that said, let's talk about if you want to add something. So I will show you on the live site when I created it for my listing. I actually recommend that agents put their documents, whether it's favorite features, utility information, disclosures. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you what the live site for me looks like. And these are add-ons that I added on to the template. So in my case, I added on a description and I added on all the documents. So if you click on each of these, they all take you to the related documents. The survey, the broker agent comp, if any, in my case, I did have it, floor plan, utility averages, all of that. You click on these, it takes and opens it for you. So you can do the same on yours. And let's talk about how you do that. So right now it's trying to open this. I've got a lot of bandwidth going, so it's being a little bit slow. But let's show you how to do that. Oh, also on the form, there is a pop-up form that you can utilize to bring in leads. So that's a big piece as well. And on this particular property, I actually had an agent go ahead and fill that out also. So that was kind of great. And actually, that agent ended up writing an offer. So, all right. So let's talk about how if you want to add something. Now, you could do a couple things here. You can duplicate sections. So if you like a section and you want to duplicate it and just make some effort, changes, you can do that right here. You hover over the box you want to duplicate, and you see here it's got these little double boxes next to each other. That is clone. So you would literally just click on that and it'll give you the second section. And I'm going to go ahead and go down. Property portfolio, it just gave you the second section. Okay. So I'm going to go back and delete that section. All right. Now, let's say though you want to add a whole new section. It's as simple as clicking on the plus sign on the top left-hand side of your page where it says add elements. And you are going to go ahead and add a column. Now, the quick add is you can add a 1-box column, 2-box, 3-box, 4-box, 5-box, 6-box. What that does is it kind of gives you all the pieces together. So let's talk about that. So you can add a section, and the section is the green. When you see me hover and you see the green, that's a section. Now, you don't necessarily put elements within the section. You have to put your column boxes in your rows first, right? Before you can actually start adding elements like photos and wording and all of that, video. So what they've done is we've added quick elements, right? So let me go back here. Let me do the add again. And you can also add pre-built sections. So if you wanted to add an FAQ, a call to action, right? And then what you see here on your screen are the pre-built sections. So you are always welcome to do that. And then of course, within those pre-builts, you can actually change the pictures. So like the about us that you see here that I'm hovering over, that picture could change. That could be something else. It could be a view in a kitchen. It's fantastic. So you do have these options for the FAQs as well. So in my case, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go to the quick add, and I'm going to add just one column. Okay. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to add that. Now you'll notice that all these boxes are here, right? There's nothing in them yet, but all of the boxes are here, and it's all about helping the system know where you're placing your content. So if you though are wanting something where maybe you have a picture over on the left hand side and you have some wording over on the right, you're going to want to go ahead and do maybe a 2-column. Okay, so I'm going to pull the 2-column box in here. Okay, all I did was drag and drop that to where I wanted it to sit. And you'll notice here that now we have the two purple boxes right next to each other with a little dot in between. So you can change the size of these boxes, and that's what gives you the little more control over placement. Okay, so let's just say I want to add an image. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to look, and we have image, right? And I clicked on image and it put it there. You can also drag and drop. So again, if the nice thing about this system is if you wanted to, you could, let's take a paragraph. We're going to go over here and I'm going to drag it and drop it. Okay. So you can just click on it or you can drag and drop it. It's completely up to you. And then let's just say you put it in a spot and you're like, oh, that's not where I wanted it. You see these little forward directional arrows. Well, just click down on the box and drag it. Okay. And I'm going to drag it. And you notice how you see the blue highlight? Well, that's where it's going to drop it. So now it's dropped it there. So you can really do a lot of edits, but let's just say you're like, Jenny, we want to get this background to look the same. So then I'm going to go here, just so that I can see, make sure I know which color it was, this one. So I'm going to go here now, and I'm going to go back to, bear with me, get to the right box. And we're going to go to background color. And I'm going to click on that. Okay, that gives me the correct background color to add to this. So, and then as far as image, you see it puts the placement box, but you still have to go over here and choose which image that you want. I'm just going to pick, let's see, we'll just pick this image. And there it is, right? Now, if I want to make that bigger, I can do that, or I can make it smaller. So that's how you're going to edit when you add elements. And there are a lot of elements that you can add. There's headlines, rich text, bullet points, buttons, forms, blog posts, social share, image sliders, video, FAQs, photo gallery. There's just so many things. And for those who want to get a little bit creative, you can also add code. So I'm going to show you what I do to add code. So I know like I said, we're about 30 minutes into this now, and I want you to have the ability and confidence to go ahead and create the best looking outcome for you, what your design ideas are, as easily as possible. Now, by the way, we actually will do this for you. We charge you $99. We'll set it all up. We'll even order the domain for you based upon the address, the whole bit, and we'll just get it set up for you. We also have some hourly work available for you at $12 an hour currently. Check in with us when you're ready to use us. But in the meantime, you can go ahead and actually create this as well. So I'm going to go back here because I want to be able to tell chat what colors we're using, right? So I'm going to go over here, and you see here that it says my custom color 91 and it says 272727. Okay. So I'm going to go over here to GPT, and I'm gonna go in here in a new chat, and I'm not gonna be as detailed as I normally would. That's a whole separate kind of set of instructions. But if you play with chat or even ask chat to help you, like, hey chat, what do you need to know if I want you to create X? Okay, so I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna go, I need a great design using hex color background 272727, promoting my favorite listing in Tyler, Texas. Please give me code that gives great information about Tyler, Texas, and make it look interesting, upbeat, Texan, and luxury. I'm just throwing stuff out there. Okay. This isn't actually how I would write this normally. I just wanted to give us some code. I'm using an image, and that URL is. Now, when you want to use an image inside your code, right? You want to make sure and use this URL for that image, whatever image you want to do. And remember, you can go to your media storage, and every single item here has a URL. So if we go here and we click on those three dots, it says get link, you're getting the URL link. So you can go right back over here to chat, and URL is, and I'm going to paste that in. Let's see, make it dynamic to computer or mobile view. Okay, now let's see what chat comes up with. Okay, so I gave chat a couple minutes to work this out. I put us on pause, and here we are again. So it's created this entire code right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on copy code. It puts it to my dashboard, my clipboard, I mean, and I'm going to click back over here. And I'm going to go ahead and add our code box right in here so you can easily see it on the white. It says custom HTML JavaScript. So what it does, you'll now notice on the right hand side that it has open code editor and custom code. That's your only edit option under the general tab there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and put my cursor where it needs to go, and I'm going to paste that entire code in there, and I'm going to click save. Okay, now I want you to just be aware that over here on the far right, you see styles, and in every box that you're editing, you're going to see styles. And what that does for you is it gives you some additional editing options. For instance, margins. So if you're wanting to create some space between one section and the next, you can actually add space by clicking in the box, and then this is the space that you're adding, and you'll see this moved it down. It moved it up when I go 0, again, down when I move 80. You can also put custom numbers in there. So I just wanted to show you that you do want to click on styles. There are going to be more editing options in there for your use. So that said, I've created this JavaScript because I was so vague with chat. Who knows what it's going to give us? But let's go see what it gives us. I'm just curious. So we're going to do a quick preview. Again, we're going to click on the eyeball, and I'm going to start scrolling down. That's what I created right there, right? Now, this is what chat created. Favorite listing, Tyler, Texas, refine, close to shopping, da 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 da. Okay, this didn't come out well, right? Book a private tour. This is kind of all whited out. You can't see it, but I do like it how it's enhanced the boxes, and you see the gray box behind it. And so basically, now I would go back to chat and say, okay, here's the items I want you to fix. Right. And of course, if I were doing this for real, I would have gone in and been a lot more specific about sharing my vision with chat to say what I wanted it to look like. Right. Or I would have been a lot more, at least a lot more specific about the content. So for instance, I would have added a listing description and data about that, price points, all of those kind of things, and tell it I want. So for instance, you could even tell it, hey, chat, I want clickable options close to shopping and dining. When they click on that, it takes them to X page or X chamber page or wherever you want them to go. Now, I personally recommend that if you are work in a specific area really heavy, that you have all of that information somewhere on your parent website, so that all you have to do is link these types of things to those spots, so that people aren't leaving your page. You don't necessarily want to do URL links that are going off your pages. You want them on your website. You want them on your property website. You want them checking you out. You want them saying, oh, wow, this agent knows what she's talking about. Right? You can also create pages within the funnel as well. But if it's your normal area, of expertise, and you have this information, you definitely want to have these pages on your website. And again, chat can actually help you with that. So I'm not going to go too much further into that, but I just wanted you to see that you can even use chat to create code to make edits or make your own property website exactly how you want it to be. Okay, so I think that's the primary issues or things related to doing your property website. Let's just lastly go with editing, obviously, your footer. And again, you still just click in the boxes and make the edits that you want to make. Okay, so you do have the option if you don't like the style of a footer. You can actually, again, go look for pre-built sections and look for footer, and then see if there's something that you like better that you want to edit there. So you do have the option to play with that and change that up as well. Okay, so feel free to always reach out to us if you have any questions. We're always here to help you navigate the system. This system does you no good if you're not using it. So we want you to use it. We want you to be comfortable with using it. So we provide you the ability to do it yourself, the low priced options to either have us help you, or in the case of like the property website, just do it completely for you. So feel free to reach out to us anytime at www.streamlinemarketingpro.com